What's new, Pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, Pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, Pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the House Gecko Care series, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about heating and lighting and how to apply this to your house gecko care and what they mean in caring for house geckos. So this video will have two parts, the first part being heating, the second part being lighting. So let's jump right into it. So heating is not optional. You have to have heating in your gecko tank. It is completely necessary, and this is because geckos live in a warm, humid environment. I talk about humidity in the House Gecko Care shedding video if you'd like to look at that. Your heating has to be on 24 hours a day, day and night. It has to be on all the time. Preferably you want to keep your temperature range from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. You can measure this temperature by using a thermometer. So I have one in my hermit crab tank, and the reason why the hermit crabs have a thermometer and not the geckos is because the hermit crabs one was quite dodgy and they really need it since they have gills, so I kind of had to prioritize. Anyway, the hermit crabs have knocked it into the sand and broken it. To achieve this, you can use a heat mat or a heat lamp. You can use both of them if you'd like. Personally, I find the heat mat works best. Usually the house gecko tank would be down beside this isolation tank for the hermit crabs, but I just brought it up so that I could show you it. But this heat mat is quite unusual because it's actually just a standing one. Most heat mats kind of stick on the side of the tank, as such as in my hermit crab tank. And these work really well. Just look for one which fits the side of your tank. Make sure to put heat mats on the side of the tank and not on the bottom, because they need to have a gradient. So if they get too warm, they can go to the cooler side of the tank, and if they get too cold, they can go to the warm side of the tank. So for the heat lamps, there's three main options that you can use, and these are the red light bulb, ceramic light bulb, and the moon bulb. So these all work to heat the tank, but the reason why they work as a heating source, not just as a lighting source, is because they don't actually interrupt the day-night cycle, because they can go 24 hours. They're not interrupting their nighttime like darkness. The red light bulb emits a dim red light as well as heat. The ceramic light bulb emits no light, like this one in my hermit crab tank, and also the moon bulb emits just a kind of moony glow type thing. I'm actually going to double check whether the moon bulb does emit heat, but if it doesn't, then just ignore that. These all are options, and you can use any of these if you'd like. Just make sure that they do heat up your tank. Since I have quite a small tank which I mean to upgrade, this small kind of bulb does work for me as well as the heat mat. However, if it gets to winter and you really need something a bit more substantial, I suggest a heat mat would work the best. So now we're on to the second part, which is lighting. To begin with, lighting is optional. It is completely not necessary. However, if you want to use it, you can do it. It's actually beneficial in sustaining your gecko's like day-night cycle, and from that, your light should only be on during the day unless it is like a light specifically made for nighttime, as I mentioned earlier. You can achieve this with a time clock. I've got one right here, and I just have it on it's a 24-hour time clock, and I click on and off the little bits to make sure that my gecko's lamp doesn't actually go on during the nighttime. They work really well and you can use them with all of your pets. So I'll link one of them in the description. You can find them on eBay or online shops, and I suppose some hardware stores. When it comes to lighting, what to use, you have two options. The first option is hood lights and the second option is normal bulbs. So hood lights are basically a lid and they sit on the top of your tank instead of a normal lid, and they kind of the light comes down from a long kind of strip, and this is a really good option I find with other reptiles. However, it's really expensive and I don't think it's worth investing with the geckos because they don't really use the light that much. So it's your choice. If you've got one laying around, it's actually a really good option. It has a switch, so you wouldn't have to use a timer clock. The second option is normal bulbs, and you can purchase these from the pet store. This is the kind of one which I have. Make sure to get this from the pet store, not just the ones that you'd get in your house. Some people want to see their geckos during the night, so as I said, use a moon bulb or a red light to achieve that. The bulb I use is this brand. It is an Osram Titan lamp and it supposedly lasts for 4 years. However, this is a really old brand and I don't think that it's supplied anymore or it's stocked in shops. My pet store actually sells them for 50 cents and I think that's the price we got them for. So these ones are a lot cheaper. If you do find them, I definitely recommend them. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'd be very happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day.